All right, next up, and I think this is our final video on Factorial ANOVA, is APA style. Here, and you'll probably want to review this later, is a template for how we might do this. Main things I want to note is I start off with the main effects. And then I say these effects were qualified by an interaction. I give the values for the interaction, and then I talk about the simple effects. And that's where I give the different cell means. And I really start to detail what we're seeing here. Now, people will do this in different ways. A lot of people like to put the F values and the means in tables, so you can just have text. That's fine, just as long as everything is presented. So here is what all of the stuff you would get presented. Main piece here that I see people making errors on, not providing all of the effects, and then not breaking down the simple effects and not providing plain English explanations. All right, so here's a little bonus that hopefully will, when you get to doing a thesis and stuff like that, this will hopefully be very helpful. There's a package developed called APA tables, and surprisingly, it makes APA style tables. I know. I don't know why they would name it APA tables. This kind of ruins all the fun of having to go and figure out what gets italicized, having the opportunity to make errors transcribing numbers, something that apparently happens quite a bit. So although this takes the fun out of things, it will make things a little easier for you. You can see the command here. Again, it's just based on the analysis. I give it a confidence interval level, and this is actually pretty interesting what it's going to give us. And then we give it a file name to write to. So this will write your formatted table to a Word document. And as a default, here's what I got. This is fully editable, of course, so I'm going to edit it a little bit, but you can see we got sums of square, mean square, F value, probability. One thing I don't like is that it will list probabilities as 0.000. So you might have to go in and fix those if it gives you that. Partial eta squared, and then it gives us a confidence interval around partial eta squared. Nice. And it gives you the note. The note's formatted properly. You just have to give the table a number. I think in the code you could give it a number, but you got to mess with it a little bit in Word anyway. Everything is italicized correctly. You got the italics in the title, so you don't have to remember what's supposed to get italicized. So nice tool here. And then I would probably edit it down to this. I would take out the intercept. We haven't really talked about the intercept. What the intercept is it's a test of whether the mean deviates from 0. And practically, and that's the grand mean. Practically, that's not useful at all to us, but it's in there. A lot of people get confused with that. They read that because it's almost always significant. If you've got, some scales, it would be impossible for it not to be different from 0. Some people get really excited when they read that. I remember I used to work in the computer lab as a statistical and computing consultant, and someone was working on their thesis data, and they were super excited because it all, it came out. And then I had to point out that no, it actually didn't come out. The one effect that you were really interested in is not significant. You're looking at the intercept. So I got to ruin people's days in that position, right? So I might edit this down to what we see here. Just cleaned it up a little bit. I really don't think the sums of squares, degrees of freedom, and all that stuff need to be in there. But I can see why they would put it in there. It's fully editable. So, you can change things however you want. I might change the title a little bit. But again, really does all the heavy lifting for you in terms of getting the numbers accurately into a table in the right format. All right, one other tool that I'll introduce. There is a package that will produce APA style papers. One thing I'll note here is that it has not been updated to APA 7th edition yet, but hopefully it will be soon. There's 2 commands that you're going to use. This is only available on GitHub, And although you might be tempted to say papaja, it is papaya. That is the correct pronunciation here. I don't know what that means. Maybe this person likes papayas. If you use a reference manager like Zotero, which I really strongly recommend you do, because it'll do your references for you mostly perfectly, and you won't have to screw around with taking 14 hours to write a reference section and checking it painstakingly for APA. If you use Zotero, it will save your references in a file that you can feed directly to Papaya to create the reference section for your paper. And what's nice about this is that when you set up from this template, it brings up just a blank template with all of the different sections, and pretty much you just need to type. You just need to type the information to get it in. It's just like writing in a normal paper. When you do what's called knitting this, it creates a Word document that's perfectly formatted. So another tool that I would definitely encourage folks to check out.